Shalom Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Hakadash, double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel. Salutation to I came out there pushing this word and truth, sincerely risking freedom and your life to do so. More so now than ever before. As you can see, during the times that we're in, we're closest to the times of the end, man. The scriptures say, write it upon tables. They that run that readeth it, and also prophecy is set for a point in time, and the end it shall not lie, it shall not tarry, it shall not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, so as you can see, we're closer to a doomsday than ever before. We just had a beautiful Passover, and the relevance of the Passover. What the Lord did in Egypt, and before he completely and utterly destroyed Pharaoh and his armies and delivered Israel, he sent plagues, okay? And one of the plagues that you can see is rising gas prices, okay? Feminism, that's a plague. There should be no work for Egypt, okay? The price of everything is going up, okay? The dollar is becoming less valuable through the day due to inflation. You see what I'm saying? Interest rates are spiking, meaning the cost of borrow is going to go up, meaning people that have mortgages or landlords with mortgages, meaning rent going to go up, all right? Everything is going up, okay? That's a plague that the Lord is sending. But as you can see from this article, this is also prophetic, which is Russia, Gog and Magog, okay? And when you look at the ancient map, Magog was in Russia, okay? And you look at the Bible dictionary, that's exactly what Gog was, okay? Magog, okay? Gog was the prince of Magog. Magog, geographical location, was in that part of the world, is literally Russia, okay? So, and world politics is prophetic. So we're going to read this. This is from CNBC.com, and it's kind of a big reach. So I'm not going to read everything. Well, I could probably possibly breeze through it. But said Russia backs down on demands in Iran nuclear deal talks. And why is there's always a talk of a nuclear deal, nuclear weaponry, building arsenal, nuclear arms race, is because this is where things are getting to. This is where it's going to go, okay? It's going to go nuclear, okay? Thus saith the Bible, thus saith the Lord. Because World War III is going to happen. Let's get a quick scripture. This is Revelations 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Like, what is the scriptures referred to when it says the second woe? Or what is a woe? Woe is a destruction, okay? And in this case, a destruction on a large scale. Now, we know, according to history, World War II, I believe 15 million people died. Don't quote me. No, it has to be more than that. I think it was almost pushing 100 million, something like that. 100 million people died in World War II. Now, we also know there was a draft in World War II that Americans were sent to essentially fight this war, you see? And we know that in this third war, which we're in now, when you talk about sanctioning a country to where, you want to hurt them economically, that's a form of war. So we know that we're in Third World War now, you see? So Revelations 11, verse 14 again, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, right? So what does that mean? That means that, the Second World War has passed, or the second destruction is past. Now we're in the third World War, all right? Where all nations gonna separate themselves. They're gonna pick sides, and they're gonna go up against each other, okay? And in this case, Russia is gonna ally with China and Iran and kind of support each other against America and NATO, you see, which is biblical prophecy. So it says, CNBC, Russia backs down on demands and Iran nuclear deal talks, making revival of 2015 pact imminent. See, so they're making their agreement of a nuclear deal imminent. The nuclear pact imminent. So let's get the key points. With the U.S. terminating its imports of Russian oil and the EU looking to reduce its energy dependency on Moscow, Iranian crude is looking more alluring. And we know that Israel, or the Israeli state, is completely at odds, at war with Iran. Not at war, Slovakia, but they're completely at odds with Iran. They can't get along, and really, according to prophecy, they're gonna attack Iran, and that's when it's gonna be an all-out war. America's gonna step in, Russia's gonna step in, China's gonna step in, and eventually it's gonna go nuclear. Okay, which is gonna translate to the salvation of the elect. You see what I'm saying? So it says a return to 2015 deal would see the return of Iranian oil to the market at a time when crude prices have hit their highest levels in more than a decade. We have more than 10 years. This has been the highest gas prices has ever been. Right now, I think in New York it's almost $5 a gallon, and in LA, it's I believe $6.50 to $7 a gallon, which is super expensive. You know, that's the reason why you go to your grocery store, is because, you know, the trucks have to bring this stuff in. So that's why you go to your grocery stores and you realize something you was paying $6 for is now, you know, $8, $8.50, or even $9. Some even $10. You know, things you can't get it anymore, so you have to cut back. You see. So this is a trickle down effect. You see. It says the release of British Iranian dual nationals from years of Iranian detention back to the UK has improved prospects for an agreement. It says so Russia has walked back its threat to torpedo the revival of the 2015 Iranian nuclear deal over recent sanctions imposed over its invasion of Ukraine, reopening the way to an agreement after nearly a year of talks. The parties involved in the pact, formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, were reportedly close to reaching a deal in Vienna until the U.S. and the EU imposed sweeping sanctions on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. Moscow then demanded that future trade with Iran not be impacted by Western sanctions, prompting the talks to be suspended last week. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Tuesday that he had received written guarantees from the U.S. that its demand would be met, meaning the talks will likely proceed. The nearly simultaneous release of British Iranian dual nationals from years of Iranian detention back to the UK, and a reported UK repayment of decades-old $530 million debt to Iran have improved prospects for an agreement. Quotations. Deal could come together quite quickly, potentially as soon as this week, analysts at political risk consultancy Razor Group wrote a note Wednesday. So pretty much, and as we know that America definitely wants to take over Iran because the crude, they have a lot of crude oil. They have a lot of oil, and they know if they could take hold of that, they can pretty much conquer Russia, you know, because Russia relies on Iran because they're very rich in the natural resources of crude oil. You see, but they're greedy and they can never have enough, and that's gonna expose their hand to pretty much open to an attack. So this is Ezekiel 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against it, and say, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I would turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth. See, so what does he mean to turn thee back? Because he wants to bring, the Most High is bringing Russia back to the USSR, which is the United Soviet Socialist Republic, which was Russia when they had that power over Germany and all those locations in the East, where they was once a dominating power. You know, the Most High is bringing that back. So that's why Russia is attacking Ukraine. And it's not only going to attack Ukraine, it's going to attack Poland. It's going to take over the whole region. That's prophecy, you see. And it said, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothes with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, and all of them shields and helmet. Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togomar in the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee, be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that assemble unto thee, and be thou a God unto them. And right, so, and the elders have been saying it for a very long time. You know, Russia allying with Iran is prophetic. It's Bible prophecy. Iran is considered a little nation, and they're gonna be pretty much a guard. Russia's going to be a guard to Iran. So this is lining up perfectly with biblical prophecy, which soon is going to lead to Third World War, which soon is going to lead to the Lord returning and saving the elect out of America and all the lands where he has scattered us to bring us back to our land. So with that, I mean, this quick update, man, just more prophecy coming to pass. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.